How's it going, everyone? This is Trixx from Maje Smash, and in this video we're going to be talking about why camping is actually making you a worse player. So for those of you who play competitive Smash Ultimate, or maybe you play a lot of Elite Smash, there's a very good chance that you would have ran into players like this Snake in this example who play a lot like this. They will not approach to save their life, and honestly they'll probably end up cheesing you and winning the set, and then they'll actually have the audacity to turn to you and say, you know what, GG's, well played. When realistically all they did was play a character that hard counters yours and do the same thing over and over again until either you were timed out or you got frustrated enough to approach and you ended up falling into the trap and losing based on sloppy play. And then you walk away salty asking yourself, why do you even play this game? Why do you even think that you enjoy this game when people who in your opinion are clearly not nearly as skilled as you end up cheesing you and winning in tournaments? And I know that I've rambled on for quite a bit and it sounds like I'm just complaining about camping in Smash Ultimate, but I do have a point and I'm going to get to it right now. The reason why I say that playing in this playstyle makes you a worse player is because you are literally not practicing or learning anything about Smash Ultimate. You're not learning how to tech chase, you're not learning how to follow up on combos, you're not learning how to make reads, you're not learning how to condition, you're literally winning off of a gimmick. And so what happens when you fight against, let's say, a pro player or someone who is very good at dealing with your gimmick? You may have spent weeks or even months using this one tactic and now it doesn't work. And now you have no other options or skill set to try and counterplay their counterplay. Let's break it down into rock, paper, scissors. Rock being camping, paper being reflecting and absorbing, and lastly, scissors being approaching. A skilled player should have a balance of all three of these different options. However, a lot of new players fall into the trap of relying on just one. In this example, we have Snake, who only wants to camp, versus Falco, who is actually forced to approach. And right away you might be thinking, well, Falco has a reflector, why doesn't he just stand back and reflect everything, and then eventually he can win by doing that? Unfortunately, there is a massive flaw in the system when it comes down to making things this black and white. Yes, of course, Falco could reflect every single thing that Snake has to offer as far as his camping method, but he will never win because of that. Snake has the ability to cook his grenades, crouch under his lasers, and force Falco to do unsafe things so that he has to be able to put percent on. And if you look at this example, right now, Falco is still losing. Even though it's only by 41%, Snake does not have to approach. And so fighting Snake, for a lot of players, feels like this. Unless you are substantially more skilled than the Snake player, or your character is equipped with the tools to beat this playstyle, it feels nearly impossible. And when it comes to playing competitively, the point is to win. You cannot fault the Snake player for playing like this if it does in fact work. If anything, he should do this because, like I said, the point of playing competitively is to win, not to play nice. But on the flip side of things, like I was saying in the very beginning of this video, you spend so much time playing like this that you don't have any actual tech skill when it comes to fighting an opponent who knows how to deal with your gimmicks. And this is why players get salty. This is why players start to quit the game. Or this is why players start to get into a character crisis because of one player or a group of players who play in this particular playstyle. Run away and camp. Some players might try and fight fire with fire, literally, by trying to camp just as hard right back. But once again, when it comes down to the mechanics of Smash Ultimate, there is a massive flaw when it comes to it being not so black and white as to have this be a complete stalemate. Once again, Snake or even Villager or any other character who can camp until they're blue in the face can and will do this and can still potentially win. Even if the young Link player ends up getting a percent lead, there is no reason for the Snake player to approach because he is genuinely stronger and able to get kills at an earlier percent, not to mention being heavier, which means he can still camp, take more damage, and not worry about dying himself. I feel as though this playstyle really hurts the meta because now even the Link player is sacrificing time and energy to not actually learn how to play his character properly. He's just camping and spamming the B button in hopes that he'll land a couple more hits on the Snake player, get a percent lead, and then camp him right back and hopefully either get a timeout or a cheesy kill in the last moments of the game. And I really want to emphasize once again, that even if this works for you, if you run into a skilled player and all you've been doing for weeks or even months is camping your opponent, this will stop working. And then you'll be in extreme trouble and you'll never be able to progress as a player because you've spent so much time doing this and maybe this is all you know. And lastly, we have rock versus paper. And of course, as we all know, paper beats rock. But look at this gameplay and tell me that this is skill. This is effort. This is learning the game. And honestly, this is laughable, but I have seen this at low and medium level competitive play. And eventually, they have to switch up their styles. Neither of them are going to give in. But once one of them approaches and makes a mistake, it's all over from there. And I'll tell you right now, if you were to watch any top level snake player, nest player, villager player, or any other character who has the ability to camp, these top players do not do it because they know that their opponent knows how to deal with it and it will not work for them. So what I am suggesting is not to drop snake, not to drop Ness, not to drop any of these other characters who have the ability to play like this, but instead try to incorporate the other two elements of your toolkit so that you can become a more well-rounded player. If you are someone who plays these characters and you find yourself struggling to reach the next level, there's a very strong chance that this is the reason why. You run into a player who knows how to deal with your character and destroys you because you've never had to tech chase in your life. You've never had to get a combo in your life. You've never had to edge guard, ledge trap, anything like that. All you do is your one-dimensional gameplay style. And honestly, for a long time, if it has worked, there's nothing wrong with that. But eventually you will plateau or hit that wall where you will consistently come 5th place or 8th place at every single local because there's that one other player who knows how to deal with you and you meet every single week at the same position in bracket and end up losing. So my suggestion is, and I can't stress this enough, is to look at other pro players who play as your character. See what they do to make mix-ups so that they cannot get outplayed by other top players who know how to deal with that character's gimmicks. Another tip you can try is playing as your character and exclusively try to win without using that gimmick. You'd be very surprised at what types of techniques you will stumble upon if you are forced to mix up your options so you are able to win the game. A good way to practice this is by going on Elite Smash or even playing against a computer and trying to win without using your character's gimmick. For example, try playing as Sonic and winning without using Spin Dash, or playing as Ness and winning without using PK Fire, or Snake without using grenades. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. And lastly, in closing, I want you to keep in mind that there is a time and a place for every technique. I'm not saying to never camp again, but you should always be able to change gears on the fly if you have to, if you run into an opponent who can deal with what you're throwing at them. Once again, this is Trixx from Maje Smash saying, I really hope you can take this into consideration if maybe you are someone who plays Snake or Villager or Ness or anybody like that. And believe it or not, this will actually make you an even better player. Once again, thanks for watching the video and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this.